We are in a day where many abuse their freedom of speech. In this, I would like to present a twofold problem. Through the means of social media, publication, and because of a desensitized view and heart towards sin, we see the tongue affecting the world in an intense, grueling, and disgusting way. This has been proven for many years, but to be more specific, I would like to focus on President Donald Trump and the Christians in response to him today. Today we have a president who does not hold his tongue. He cuts people down, he hates on women, and has no respect for the people that he does not like. President Trump is a man that does have good qualities. He is an incredible businessman, he is good with money, and has certain Republican beliefs in him. But he is also a short-tempered man, which leads him to sin time and time again. His temper causes him to seem contradictory at times, especially when it comes to women. He does not promote abortion. He thinks that women are smart and can even rule the world. Yet all at the same time, he views most as objects only good for sexuality. He has been known to say terrible things about women. In a Huffington Post article, they address this matter by quoting President Donald Trump. For example, Trump has used terms such as, quote, bimbo, disgusting, ugly, crude, obnoxious, and dumb, end quote. These terms were directed towards specific women, all while he says that he, quote, cherishes women. A few of the examples of our president's view on women that were stated in the Huffington Post are as follows. Quote, women are essentially aesthetically pleasing objects, end quote. They quoted Donald Trump's tweet, which reads, 26,000 unreported sexual assaults in the military, only 238 convictions. What did these geniuses expect when they put men and women together? He has said women only need a good sex appeal. He also completely disrespected Hillary Clinton by tweeting, and I quote, if Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? These things are distasteful, hard to move past, and incredibly hard to forgive. We should never be approving of these things. We must recognize the depths of these sins, but we also must respond as Christ does. So the first part of our twofold problem is that we have a president that is dishonoring to God, to the nation, and to human beings, especially women. We are under a man that does not lead the nation to honor God's creation. He is a man that says and does what he pleases, demoralizes sexual relationships, destroys people's reputation in public, and claims to cherish them all at the same time. This is not right. It is something that God hates, and it is heart-wrenching that this talented man trashes the human race. It is immature. It is disgusting. It is sinful. But that leads me to my second point. This is where people get it wrong, making this problem twofold. People that are claiming to be Christians stoop down to President Trump's level, and they trash talk him in return. This sin is something that should not be approved of, for sin has no place with God. Social media has desensitized people, making it easier to say horrible things without having to say it out loud. People that claim to love God are respecting our president because he is living in sin that is distasteful. I do not believe that we are called to respect Trump as a person as he is involved in sinful things, but we are called to respect his authority, and we are never warranted on any basis to trash talk anyone, especially those in authority. Christians today tell themselves that it is okay to talk horribly about our president. We are in a world where Christians have no filter. They stoop down to his level of talking poorly about someone just because they don't like what he is doing. This is a problem because in James 4:11, Proverbs 30 verse 10, Proverbs 10:18, and Matthew 12:36, we see an overriding theme that we should never slander, we should never conceal hatred, and we should never have any careless words because we will be held accountable. In Proverbs 10:18 it says, that he who conceals hatred has lying lips, and he who spreads slander is a fool. We should not be stooping down to slander. The Bible calls us a fool for doing so. We are going to be held accountable for what we say. In Matthew 12, verse 36, it says, "But I tell you that every careless word that people speak, they shall give an accounting for in the day of judgment." God takes this sin seriously, and we are in a world full of people not taking this sin seriously, saying it is okay because the sin of our president. I am disgusted at the sin, and I do not approve of the way that he speaks. But also, as a Christian, I recognize the sin of fellow Christians who slander our president and hate him and speak in a way that does not honor Christ. We are to love everyone, even our enemies, and we are to show honor to our authorities. I believe this can be done while standing firm against the sin of our president. But as of today, we're living in a world that is not following Christ in this area. So I ask you, would you look at this problem? Where do you stand? Do you hate sin, but still love God's people as Christ does?